Hey, it is Troy Stavros with Cornerstone Realty Associates here in Knoxville, and it is time for our monthly market update and as well our year-over-year market update through the end of 2024. So we're going to be looking at the data from December of 2024 compared to December of 2023, as well as the data through all of the end of 2024 compared to the end of 2023, and see what the trajectory is if we're heading in the right direction. So let's jump in and start taking a look. Okay, this first data card is on East Tennessee as a whole. Looking at December of 2024 versus December of 2023, home sales in East Tennessee were up 8.2%. Pending sales were up 13.4%. The inventory of homes was up 26.2%. So quite a bit more inventory on the market in East Tennessee compared to a year ago. The new listings were down 1.5%, and the median sales price was up 7.25% in East Tennessee and coming in at $370,000, with the average sold price per square foot coming in at $218 per square foot. When we look at the absorption rate compared to last month, it decreased. Last month, we were at 4.12 months worth of inventory. And in December of 2024, we were at 3.79 months worth of inventory. So that means that inventory has either decreased and or demand has increased. But we know it is typical for inventory to decrease this time of year, and that is what we are seeing. Let's take a look at the 2024 versus 2023 data. Okay, this is looking at 2024 end of the year versus 2023 end of the year. So in 2024, home sales in East Tennessee were up 1.6%. Pending sales were up 2%. The inventory of homes in East Tennessee was up 11.9% in 2024. New listings were up 10.8% in 2024. The median sales price was up 7.67% in 2024 compared to 2023. And that median sales price came in at $365,000, with the average sold price per square foot in 2024 coming in at $217 per square foot. The absorption rate increased in 2024 48.5%. So that means that, again, we either saw a lot more inventory in 2024, which we know is the case. We had 11.9% more inventory, and there was probably maybe a little bit less demand. Those are the things that attribute the absorption rate going up or down, whether inventory goes up and down or whether buyer demand goes up or down. But we did see an absorption rate increase 48% in 2024. All right, let's jump over and take a look at some of the graphics here and just see if we can get a quick visual of what happened in the month of December. You can see throughout the year, inventory just kept rising. Then it hit November and started coming down. This is very typical for this time of year. I'm going to show you that at another graphic in a moment. You can also see that as we got through the spring and the summer, once we got through summer, then the new listings, pending listings, and sold listings started decreasing as well. Again, that is not uncommon, as that is seasonally what happens pretty much every year. Listing prices did go up throughout the year, but that is also typical. You'll see listing prices rise in the spring, and then you'll see them start coming down as we get into the winter months. That is typical seasonality. Let's jump down here. We can see here from the sold to list price ratio that, again, in the spring, that is where the least amount of negotiation happens. But then as the year progresses, it goes down, and the most negotiation throughout the whole year happened in the month of December. That's where we saw most price reductions, or most amount of dollars off of the list price in negotiation was in December. So still might be a good time to buy a house and get a good deal, as we are still in the winter months where the most negotiation happens on properties. Let's take a look and see what price ranges in East Tennessee had the most sales in December. So looking in December. The most sales happened in this range right here, probably the $250,000 to the $400,000 range in East Tennessee saw the most sales. The most overall sales were in the $350,000 to $400,000 price range, saw 197 sales in December. As far as homes that went under contract, the most homes went under contract in the $350,000 to $400,000 price point, saw 161 homes go under contract. As far as active listings on the market, what price ranges have the most available listings? The $250,000 to $300,000 has 670 available listings. So between that price range and the $350,000 to $400,000 price range, that's where we're seeing the most listings. So you can imagine $250,000 to $400,000 is where the most available inventory is in East Tennessee. As far as new listings that came on the market last month, the most new listings came on the market in the $250,000 to $300,000 price point. Saw 188 new listings come on the market. All right, let's take a look at Knoxville. So this is everything with a Knoxville, Tennessee address. Looking at December of 2024 compared to December of 2023, home sales were pretty much the same, just down 0.2%. Pending sales were actually up 14.1% in December of 2024 compared to a year earlier. Inventory of homes was up 16.7%. New listings were up 1.8%, and the median sales price compared to last year was up 8.11% and came in at $400,000, with the average sold price per square foot in Knoxville in December of 2024 coming in at $226 per square foot. And the absorption rate compared to last month decreased. Last month we were at 2.4 months worth of inventory, and in December of 2024 we were at 2.09 months worth of inventory. So right about at 2 months worth of inventory, which is extremely low, which is why we are still seeing home prices appreciating the way they are, up 8.11% compared to the same month last year. Let's jump over and take a look at the year-end data. So comparing the end of 2024 to the end of 2023, home sales were up 6.3% in 2024 in Knoxville. The inventory of homes was up 10%, so more available inventory in 2024. Pending sales were up 4.7%. New listings were up 8.5%. And the median sales price in Knoxville was up 7.57% over 2023 and came in at $398,000, with the average sold price per square foot in Knoxville in 2024 coming in at $223 per square foot, with the absorption rate rising 46%, which tells you we did see quite a bit more inventory on the market in Knoxville in 2024 compared to a year earlier. Let's jump over and take a look at some visuals of what happened in Knoxville in December of 2024. Taking a look at this here, we can see pretty much the same trend. Inventory rising until we got to November. Then it crossed over the hump and started coming down into December. That is something that we see regularly, and I'm going to show you that again here in 1 minute. Same goes with the absorption rate. Same goes with what we said about East Tennessee as far as the sold to list price ratio and negotiations. Most negotiation happened in Knoxville in December compared to the rest of the year. Again, we see the least amount of negotiation happen during the spring. Most amount of negotiation happen during the winter months. Something to keep in mind if you're a buyer, because here we are still in the winter months. So it might be a good time to buy something as you can get a better deal right now. Because as we get into spring, less negotiation happens and there will be more competition, which is why less negotiation happens. Okay, let's take a look real quick at the pricing here in Knoxville. Most sold listings happened in the $300,000 to $350,000 price point, but all pretty close here between $250,000 to 450. That's where the most of your sales are happening in Knoxville. Pending sales, the most homes went under contract in December in the $350,000 to $400,000 price point. The most available inventory on the market right now in Knoxville is in the $300,000 to $350,000 price point. And the most new listings that came on the market in December were in the $300,000 to $350,000 price point. I want to show you another graphic here just to kind of explain the inventory situation and what's happening. First off, you can see this is 2020 inventory to 2025. But you can see since January of 2023, January of 2024, January 2025, we've been seeing a steady increase in the amount of inventory. But this red dot is the same day, basically, in every one of the years. So you can see an upward trend ever since 2021. But you can also see the trend in what happens this time of year. We come here around November 15th, November 18th, and then it peaks and then it comes down to where we are now. Same in 2023, came up to November, peaked, and came down. And now 2024 came up to November 15, peaked, and came down. So it's not surprising where we are as far as inventory and what is happening because it's the same thing that we see basically every year. Let's take a look down here at the market segment so you can get an idea what is happening in Knoxville in the different segments. So these segments break up the inventory of available homes in Knoxville into 4 segments. The low segment, then the segment above that, and then the luxury segment. So the lowest segment, your median price comes in at $286,000. What you can expect to get for that is about 1,245 square feet, a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, a home that's around 70 years old. And then this is showing us what happened last week. So this isn't month over month. This data is up to date, showing us just what happened last week. So last week we saw 34 new listings come on the market in this price segment. And then we saw 32 of those get absorbed. There is still definitely demand in that low price segment. The average days on the market in that price segment is 56. The next segment up, the median price of home is $399, so basically $400,000. So for that price point, you can expect to get about 1,882 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 3 baths, a home that's around 38 years old. That segment saw 23 new listings come on the market, and it saw 31 get absorbed. So even more demand in that price segment because the amount getting absorbed is outstripping the new listings coming on the market. And in that segment, we saw the average days on the market at 49. So this segment right now, looking at what is happening new and absorbed and the days on the market, that is showing us that in Knoxville, this $400,000 average price point is the most competitive in Knoxville right now. So the next segment up, the average price, median price, is $524,900. For that price point, you can expect about 2,500 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 3 baths, a home that's around 13 years old. In that segment, we saw 9 new listings come on the market. We saw 30 get absorbed. So definitely there is demand there as well. As you can see how much is getting absorbed as opposed to how many new are coming on the market. But taking longer to sell in that segment, 70 days average on the market. And then in the top tiered segment, the median price is $820,000. In that segment, you can get around 3,319 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 4 baths, a home that's around 9 years old. In that segment, we saw 16 new listings come on the market last week, and we saw 28 get absorbed. So there is demand there, but obviously in that price segment, the high price segment, it's taking the longest to sell with 91 days on the market on average for the active listings in that segment. Okay, so let's jump over and take a look at what is happening in the counties surrounding the area. Looking at the East Tennessee counties, Roane County, this is comparing December of 2024 to December of 2023. Available inventory in Roane County was up 25.5%. Pending sales were down 66.7%. So quite a bit less pending sales in Roane County in December compared to a year earlier. When we look at the graphic on the left, which was from last month, we can see that Roane County was down in November also 10.9%. Seeing a little bit of a trend in Roane County with things slowing down as far as pending sales, so we'll want to keep an eye on that. Also, 2 months in a row where the median sales price was down. Last month, the median sales price in Roane County was down 6.28%. This month, in December, it was down 15.49% compared to the year earlier, coming in at $282,250. So we will want to keep an eye on Roane County and see what is happening there and why things seem to be slowing down. The median sold price per square foot in Roane County in December was $173 per square foot. In Knox County, available inventory was up 18.1% compared to a year earlier. Pending sales were up 8%, and the median sales price was up 6.85%, coming in at $390,000, with the median sold price per square foot in Knox County coming in at $221 per square foot. In Anderson County, available inventory was down 0.6%. Pending sales were up 14%, and the median sales price was up 18.24% in December compared to a year earlier. When we look at what happened the month previous on the card to the left, we can see Anderson County was up in November 12.9%. So that's 2 big months of increases in the median sales price in Anderson County. So we'll want to keep an eye on that as well as prices continue to shoot up in Anderson County. The median sold price per square foot in Anderson County was $204 per square foot, and the median sales price there came in at $329,000. In Loudoun County, the available inventory was up 43.2% compared to a year ago. Pending sales were up 20%. And the median sales price in Loudoun County was up 13.93%, coming in at $544,000, with the median sold price per square foot in Loudoun County coming in at $244 per square foot. In Sevier County, available inventory was up 21.88%. Pending sales were down 21.42%, similar to the month prior. If we look at the card on the left for November, pending sales in Sevier County last month were down 15.82%. In December, they're down 21.42%. So also a trend going down similar to Roane County, that pending sales are slowing in Sevier County. The median sales price in Sevier County was down 16.05% compared to a year earlier, coming in at $550,000. Again, it was down the previous month slightly, but we know that Sevier County, again, has a lot of investment property, and with interest rates jumping up to where they are, those investment properties typically slow down as far as the sales go, because as interest rates rise, properties don't cash flow as well as far as investment, so you see less people buying investment properties, which is why we've seen things slow down, and also we've seen inventory continue to rise consistently in Sevier County. So the median sold price per square foot in Sevier County came in at $295 per square foot. In Blount County, available inventory was up 39.3% compared to 1 year earlier. Pending sales were up 3.8%. The median sales price was up 2.11% and came in at $387,000. And the median sold price per square foot in Blount County in December was $215 per square foot. Let's take a look at the year-end data, 2024 versus 2023 countywide. So in Roane County, 2024 saw 9.1% more available inventory. Pending sales were up 0.4%, so it's pretty much even in 2024 versus 2023 in Roane County. And the median sales price in Roane County was up 5.88% in 2024, coming in at $315,000, with the median sold price per square foot in 2024 for Roane County coming in at $179 per square foot. In Knox County, available inventory in 2024 was up 10.4% compared to 2023. Pending sales were up 4.9%. The median sales price was up in 2024 6.85% in Knox County, coming in at $390,000. And the median sold price per square foot in 2024 for Knox County was $221 per square foot. In Anderson County, available inventory was up 4.9% in 2024. Pending sales were up 2.5%, and the median sales price in Anderson County in 2024 was up a whopping 18.93%, coming in at $329,375, with the median sold price per square foot coming in at $197 per square foot. In Loudoun County, available inventory was up 17.4% in 2024. Pending sales were up 4%, and the median sales price in Loudoun County was up 6.27% in 2024, coming in at $510,000, with the median sold price per square foot coming in at $242 per square foot. In Sevier County, available inventory was up 33.89% in 2024. Pending sales were down 23.63% in 2024 versus 2023, so quite a bit fewer sales in Sevier County in 2024. But the median sales price was up 6.01% in 2024 versus 2023, coming in at $522,932, with the median sold price per square foot in Sevier County coming in at $302 per square foot. In Blount County, available inventory in 2024 was up 21%. Pending sales were up 12.7%. And the median sales price in Blount County for 2024 was up 2.67%, coming in at $385,000, with the median sold price per square foot coming in at $224 per square foot. So looking across the board here, 2024 versus 2023, you see a lot of green. Everybody's prices were up. Some definitely more than others. Anderson County definitely being the standout at 18.93% increase in the median sales price in 2024. But you're seeing everybody trending in the right direction. Nobody saw a price decline compared to the year earlier. The only real red that we see on these charts are the pending sales in Sevier County. Everyone else definitely was going in the right direction. So as good news heading into 2025, biggest thing that we're going to need to keep an eye on going into 2025 are interest rates, because those definitely affect not only Sevier County and the investment property sales, but sales in general. The more we see interest rates rise, the more we see sales slow. When interest rates come down, we see a lot more people enter the market trying to secure lower interest rates. Okay. Hopefully that's been helpful. That's giving you the idea of what happened in December of 2024 versus December of 2023, as well as the entire year of 2024 versus the entire year of 2023. Definitely trending in the right direction. So why are we seeing things trending well in the Knoxville and East Tennessee area? We're not the only ones seeing it. Let's take a look at some more information here. Net domestic migration. What is net domestic migration? So the definition of net domestic migration is not total population. Net domestic migration is calculated as the difference between the number of Americans moving into a given state, so inbound migration, as well as the number of people leaving that state, outward migration. So 5 states saw the biggest net domestic migration increase between July of 2023 and July of 2024. And this is coming from the U.S. Census Bureau, which just published their net domestic migration figures for 2024. So the top 5: number 1, Texas; number 2, North Carolina; number 3, South Carolina; number 4, Florida; and number 5, Tennessee. And what I'm going to show you here below is Tennessee has been in that top 5 for the last few years, which is why we are seeing so much demand in East Tennessee. So here is where Americans moved in 2024. So you can see Tennessee, 48,000 inbound migration. So we saw an increase migration into Tennessee of 48,000 people. That was in the top 5 for all states in the United States for 2024. In 2023, we saw 60,000 inbound migration into Tennessee, also keeping us in the top 5 of all states. In 2022, we saw 83,000 inbound migration, keeping us in the top 5 of all the states in the United States. And then in 2021, we saw 45,000. In 2020, in that crazy year, we still saw 15,000 inbound migration. And then pre-pandemic, we still saw 36,000 inbound migration into Tennessee. So pre-pandemic, 36,000. Middle of pandemic, 15,000. 2022, 83,000. 2023, 60,000. 2024, 48,000. So you can see why we have constant demand in Tennessee, East Tennessee, Knoxville. People are moving, obviously, from places like California, who are constantly losing people, Illinois, constantly losing people, New York, constantly losing people. If we look at the different years for those states, you can see negative 240, negative 56. Just looking at California and Illinois, negative 40, negative 56. 2023, negative 344,000, negative 82,000. 2022, negative 337,000, negative 143,000. 2021, negative 478,000, negative 114,000. And it's just year after year, you're seeing the same thing. People moving out of these states and moving into states where you're seeing the blue on this map, with Tennessee being in the top 5 every year. So this is why we are seeing so much inbound migration and demand in Tennessee, and why our prices are continuing to rise. And because of that, let me just show you what the National Association of Realtors and Zillow are saying. So on the left, you're seeing the housing hotspots for 2025. You can see in the state of Tennessee, there's only 10 hotspots that they're saying for 2025. And the top 10, one of them is Knoxville, Tennessee, and specifically Knoxville. So we know we're seeing a lot of migration into Tennessee in general, but Knoxville specifically is being pointed out by the National Association of Realtors as a hotspot. And when we look over on the card on the right, Zillow is saying the same thing. You can see that the Zillow forecast for the metro level home price appreciation in Knoxville is one of the biggest in the country. They are saying that compared to everywhere else, Knoxville is going to be one of the best appreciating markets of 2025. So that just goes along with calling it a hotspot, like the National Association of Realtors has said. So we can expect the market to be solid here in 2025 in Knoxville. So that tells you what's happened through the end of 2024 and a little bit about what's going to happen into 2025. Let me just show you one other thing before we move on that's important about what we need to keep an eye on. Mortgage interest rates. You can see back here in September of 2024, we were down almost to 6%. And then since then, we saw interest rates rise and then come back down to 6.68 on December 6th. And since then, we've seen them shoot up. And as of today, they are at 7.26%. So typically where interest rates go, that's what the market where the market in general goes. So higher interest rates slow down the market. When interest rates fall, the market will pick up. And we see that in pending home sales. We see that in all of the numbers. So we want to keep an eye on interest rates, and interest rates follow what is happening in the economy. So if economic numbers come in good, we see interest rates rise. If economic numbers come in shaky, we see interest rates drop. So that's what we want to keep an eye on. Also, we are entering into a new year with a new administration in the White House. So we're going to see how that affects interest rates as well. So definitely things to keep an eye on. All right. I hope that has been helpful. If you have any questions about any of this information, or you have questions about anything real estate related, nationwide or specifically to Knoxville, if you're looking to buy a house, we would love to help you. If you're looking to sell a house in Knoxville, we would love to help you. If you're looking to buy or sell a house anywhere, reach out to us and we can get you in touch with a great agent in your area. We have an amazing network of agents, so we can make sure you get with someone that is knowledgeable and that can take care of your best interests. This is Troy Stavros with Cornerstone Realty Associates here in Knoxville. Have a great day. We will talk to you soon.